Here's another recent find. This is an old Strombecker set, but in amazing condition. Even the box is quite remarkable how well preserved this is. Now, it says the Canadian Grand Prix, but it also has in big letters here, Monza. And Monza is, noted as the Italian Grand Prix, so I'm not sure how they got this Canadian Grand Prix mixed in with the word Monza. But anyway, this is in fantastic condition. I really don't need sets, and Strombecker goes back a long way for me. I know family got a slot car set back in 1964, and between then and now, I've got so much track I don't know what to do with, so I really don't need the track in here. But what appealed to me were the cars that came with this set. So if I open this up, it's virtually untouched. And what really stood out to me is this blue car here. The white one I have, and that was one of the original cars that I had with the Strombecker set that we got way back when. So, yeah, it really came down to this one. So I think I will cut closer and really analyze this car, which really what the whole video is about. Because Strombecker, having still running that track, I've got an example, slot car wise, of almost everything that Strombecker ever came out with. Maybe 3 or 4, 2 or 3 that I still could use, but maybe some of those ones don't have as much interest as this CanAm car. And it's extremely unique because in this box, the photo that was shown to selling this kit, I recognized it right away as a rarity, because in the 50 plus years of running Strombecker and searching for cars, I've never seen this one. I've only seen it in catalogs and literature and whatnot, so there's some subtle differences to the other Can-Am cars, which I want to go over next. So here are the Strombecker Can-Am cars. The ones existing that I've had in my collection are across the back, and the 2 newer set cars that I've just purchased. Now, this car here was the rarity, and how I even know it existed was in this brochure, where it shows a number of the Strombecker cars. And it helped identify some of the others that I have as well. But here it is here. The McKee, and it's actually the Mark 6. And it's hard to tell detail here of how that differs from the other Can-Am cars. And I'll show you the difference in close-up here. So the McKee, which I was familiar with, the later version is this one here, which is very squared off and a very different look from the rest of the Can-Am cars. So this would be the newest of the Can-Am series. What we have here, the older ones, is the Lotus 30, we have the Chaparral, our McKee, and then we have this one here. This is a McLaren. So being red, a bit unusual. McLaren's always noted for the papaya orange, their famous color of all the series from Formula One to the Can-Am. But this one did run in red, and I have lots of reference to this one. I've yet to try and decal this up to be accurate to the car that ran at Mosport at the time. And next we have, which to me is that McLaren color, but is actually a Lola. And it did run in this color as well. So these are quite accurate, which was very cool that Strombecker made these both color-wise and detail-wise. They're quite remarkable. So they really are extremely accurate. I've got very good photos of this one. You may have seen in another video that really represents this car well. I've got a book on Lola and a whole video on the Lola book and the slot cars that I have representing those Lola cars. And there's at least 2 great color photos of this car, so to show you how accurate they are. Now, this one, the elusive car, it was trying to find out what the detail changes or differences were between this and these other Can-Am cars, because I would have thought this was a Lola or even a McLaren compared to the actual ones here. But beautiful shape. What was amazing in that set is just how well preserved and probably how how less of use these cars had. It's got the later chassis plastic on here with a green motor, but the thing is, this one and the McLaren, the Chaparral that came in here, both great runners. Now, mind you, the tires were hard, which isn't unusual for the age of these cars, but I switched the tires out to urethane, and man, they drive extremely nice. Now here, I just want to go over the difference and why I had a lot of trouble identifying the McKee MRK to the McLaren, because you can see there's, overall they're very similar. Well, one of the main things is the driver position. We have the right-hand side, and then we have the left-hand side driver driving position. Next, you'll see the intakes in behind, and there is a raised section, rectangular section right to the rear wing, or a little up section here at the back, which this doesn't have. There's no little wing flap at the back, and the back end is right smooth. The position of the air vent on the front hood is different. This one's further back, or is it the other one? Yeah, in the scale of things, it's a little further back than on this one. Front end, very different on the intakes. Very low and slim here, quite bigger and openings here. And then the back end, real difference, where you've got these, kind of mesh back here, and the exhaust up through these holes here, whereas the McLaren has the exhaust a little further, and we have some openings just above. So anyway, so with those differences, it was just nice to be able to find this car and kind of complete the Can-Am cars that Strombecker had done. So next, I'll just take a look at the Chaparral. Again, in really good condition. Everything's there, except there is a hole for a little rear view mirror, which I've never recall ever seeing. And I know we got one of these original in a set, but it's so long ago I don't remember. So that is something that could be replaced. I think just about all of them have this little crack from this post here. So it's very difficult to find one that's totally undamaged. But other than that, it is in great shape. The rest of the glass is perfect. They've got the glass at the front end, which is nice. It has these, which are an exhaust coming out. Well, it's not exhaust. That's these stacks back here. So I take it these are rear lights, brake lights, what have you. And now the one that I had is this one. I've done this one up, decaled it up so that it was as accurate as possible with the correct numbers, added paint job on here, and I did find a rear view mirror, which I placed into that spot that I've seen in the other one here, and painted up the driver and such. So they really are beautiful models. I mean, the modeling on these detail is fantastic, and with a little bit of paint and working up a bit, they're really a nice representation. Now, the only thing missing on this one were these two rear view mirror pieces here, which this one has. So I'm really debating, do I take these out and put it in this one that's all been renovated and detailed, or leave them the way they are. So not sure what I'm going to do there. So this one here, different motor. It's got a silver with a blue bell end, but the rest of the chassis is, that later model. This one here has that traditional green motor, but the chassis, everything looks exactly the same. Okay, so from here, we'll do a little bit of track test on these two out of the set, and they do run quite nicely. At the track and getting ready to give the two set cars a go. Now, the one thing I didn't mention was this McKee MRK. One of the difficulties in identifying this before I saw that catalog piece that identified it was online, very difficult to find any reference, visual reference to this car. And I'll just pop up some images here. Now, this car, similar to this one, but heavily modified, and other pictures I managed to find but couldn't download, is every imaginable color and combination and decaling that is possible. So it made it really difficult to identify this particular car. I'd be very interested to find the visual source from Strombecker when they created this. Now, I did see some images, and it was a large white stripe down the middle with two smaller ones on either side. And other than that, you know, it looks pretty accurate to that one photo. But anyways, back to the track. Let's give this a go. And here we're off. So like all Strombeckers, there's no magnet, but it actually handles quite nice. Very comparable performance between this and the Chaparral. So there we go, a good runner. Now that's compared to other Strombeckers. Obviously, lots of other cars run much better than this, but this one runs as new. So that's about as good as the Strombeckers get. But anyways, very pleased with this. Next, let's give the Chaparral a go. This one seems a little quieter, but runs and handles about the same as the McKee. Like any car without magnets, you really get the back end out, having a lot of fun with it. Again, a good runner. Now, compared to my other Chaparral, this actually runs better than the one that I put all the detailing on. But there you go. Another one off my checklist of collecting Strombecker. So, we'll see you in the next video.